森林的夜空缓缓升起明亮的月亮，在森林里住着一只名叫米米的小白兔。它有柔软的长耳朵，跳得不算特别高，跑得也不快，唱歌声音也不大。但它有一个特别的地方，就是它非常细心。米米最喜欢坐在河边，看着其他动物玩耍。它不太喜欢加入，但它观察力很好，记得每位动物的习惯和小细节。小狐狸喜欢表演，小熊热爱音乐，乌鸦则喜欢唱歌。它甚至知道哪只鸟什么时间会来喝水，也知道哪棵树下的风最舒服。某天，小狐狸来了个超高的后空翻，小熊弹奏了一段悦耳的钢琴旋律，连乌鸦也唱出动人的歌声。米米静静地坐在一旁，心里想，他们那么厉害，我有什么值得被欣赏的地方呢？我做不到他们做的那些事。米米开始怀疑自己，他试着练跑、练跳、练唱，每天都努力想追上其他动物，但每次总是在中途跌倒，或是忘记了歌词。其他动物没有笑他，但他自己慢慢的不想再尝试了。也许我真的不适合出风头吧，他这么想着。某个晚上，米米遇见一只年纪还很小的小松鼠。小松鼠说，我总是记不住路，好害怕会迷路，你可以陪我一起找回家吗？米米点点头。虽然他不熟地图，但他的耳朵听得清楚，记忆力又好。
一步一步的，他们避开了强风，也躲过了滑倒的石头。走了好久好久，终于找到了松鼠的家。松鼠的家人十分感激，还邀请米米一起喝松果茶。那是米米第一次感觉到，原来帮助别人也是一种才华，不一定要在舞台上表现才会被喜欢。接下来的几天，米米不再强迫自己练习那些她不喜欢的事情。她依然坐在河边，但只要有人有困难，她总是第一个出现，帮刺猬找帽子，帮青蛙抓苍蝇，带蜜蜂走捷径回家。她的笑容越来越多，因为她终于找到了属于自己的节奏。一天傍晚，米米照旧坐在河边，月亮缓缓升起，河水映出她自己的倒影。米米轻声问影子，你觉得我有价值吗？影子没有回答，但仍静静地陪伴着她。突然，她听见草丛里传来哭声，一只小刺猬跌到了河边，一只脚被卡住了，哭得眼睛红红的。其他动物想帮忙，但因为体型太大，无法进入狭小的空间。米米没有多想，立刻跳下去，用身体托起刺猬，一步一步地将它救上岸。水虽然不深，但对刺猬来说已经很可怕了。刺猬边哭边说，我真的很害怕，我不会游泳。米米轻声说，没关系，我在这里，你不是一个人。最后，刺猬平安地回到岸上，他望着米米的眼神充满感激，谢谢你，你是我见过最温柔、最厉害的小兔子。那天晚上，米米的影子闪闪发亮，照亮整条小径。动物们纷纷围绕着米米，不是因为她跳得高、唱得好，而是因为她善良、温柔，愿意陪伴大家走过最困难的路。米米笑了，原来每个人都有自己闪闪发光的地方，不需要成为别人，做自己就已经非常特别了。现在，轻轻地深呼吸。如果你也曾经怀疑过自己不够好，请别担心，这个世界不需要另一只狐狸或乌鸦，世界只需要一个真正的你。你本来就很棒，也值得被珍惜、被爱。
In a quiet forest, there lived a little white bunny named Mimi. He wasn't the fastest, couldn't jump very high, and didn't sing very loudly, but he had one special gift, his attentiveness. Mimi loved to sit quietly by the riverside, watching the other animals play. Although he rarely joined in, he was incredibly observant and remembered all of their habits and routines. He even knew which bird would come to drink at what time, and which tree offered the softest breeze. One day, the little fox performed a dazzling backflip, the bear played a lovely melody on the piano, and the crow sang a beautiful song. Mimi sat off to the side, wondering, they're all so talented, what am I good at? He began to doubt himself every day. He tried to run, jump, and sing, hoping to catch up with the others, but each time, he would stumble halfway through or forget the lyrics. No one laughed at him, but slowly, Mimi stopped trying. Maybe I'm just not meant to be in the spotlight. One evening, Mimi met a small young squirrel who had lost his way and was trembling with fear. I always forget direction, the squirrel said, and so I'm so scared I get lost. Would you walk me home? Mimi nodded. Although he didn't know the exact path, he had sharp ears and a great memory. Step by step, they avoided strong winds and slippery stones. After walking for a very long time, they finally reached the squirrely home. The squirrely family was incredibly grateful and invited Mimi to share a cup of pinecone tea. For the first time, Mimi realized that helping others could also be a gift. You didn't need to perform to be appreciated. In the days that followed, Mimi stopped forcing himself to practice things he didn't enjoy. He still sat by the riverside, but whenever someone was in trouble, he was always the first to offer help. He found a hat for a hedgehog, helped a frog catch flies, and guided a busy bee along a shortcut to its hive. Mimi smiled more often now. He had finally found his own rhythm. One evening, as the moon rose, Mimi sat by the river and saw his reflection shimmering on the water-ine surface. He softly asked, "The shadow, do you think I'm enough?" The shadow didn't reply, but stayed quietly by his side. Suddenly, he heard a soft cry from the nearby grass. A little hedgehog had fallen by the riverbank. One of its legs was stuck, and it was crying with wide, frightened eyes. The other animals wanted to help, but they were too big to reach him. Without hesitation, Mimi jumped in and gently supported the hedgehog, lifting him step by step back to safety. The water wasn't deep, but for the hedgehog it was terrifying. "I'm scared, I don't know how to swim," he sobbed. "It's okay," Mimi whispered. "I'm here, you're not alone." Finally, the hedgehog was safe. He looked up at Mimi with tearful, grateful eyes. "Thank you. You're the kindest and bravest bunny I ever met." That night, Mimi and Shadow shimmered and lit up the forest path. All the animals gathered around, not because he could jump high or sing well, but because he was gentle, kind, and willing to walk with others through their hardest moments. Mimi smiled. He finally understood. Everyone has their own light. You don't need to become someone else. Just being yourself is already something special. Now take a gentle breath. If you've ever felt like we're not enough, don't worry. The world does not need another fox or crow. It only needs the real you. You are already wonderful, worthy and deeply loved.